Hi Facebook, welcome back. Happy hump day, happy holidays. Excited to have you here with us because we're actually introducing the new Coolsculpting Applicator that has all sorts of benefits and advantages that are even better than the last one. So we're here with Tanya and one of her veteran Coolsculpting patients who also happens to be the most interesting man in the world, so that's fun. But let's pop in and see how it's going and find out all these amazing things that this new applicator is gonna help us out with. Hello.
Hi guys.
How are we doing?
Welcome back Facebook Live.
Hey Tanya.
So, let me introduce the most interesting man in the world.
Hello sir, it's very nice to meet you. Thanks for being here with us today.
My pleasure, ladies.
So you guys, look, we've got a really cool new applicator from Coolsculpting. It's called the CoolAdvantage Plus, and I want you guys to see how it looks. So this is the entire cooling plate. So for any of you guys that are watching that have done Coolsculpting with me before, you remember how the old applicators look. This one is new and improved, and the entire plate is cooling. You'll also notice that it's not very deep. It's about maybe to about this far down on my finger, so you don't get that really intense crazy suction that we had with the older applicator. So I'm going to kind of talk you guys through the process, but I want to get him started because what's really great about this treatment is it's 35 minutes.
Oh,
so
that's quick.
Yeah, it's awesome. You no longer have to sit for an hour for each cycle. So I'm going to jump right in and get him started, and then we're going to answer questions and get into the whole workings of it, okay?
Awesome. Let's see how this works.
I want you guys to see the area that we're marking on him. So he has a surgical scar that's here down the midline, and what's bothering him is this little bulge that we have on the left and right. We're also going to treat a little bit of his flanks, but that'll be after the live today. So this is very similar to the traditional Coolsculpting. We still have a gel liner. What's different about this particular liner is that it's supposed to be less cold. It's also really sticky, so you don't have to worry about that sheet ripping. I'm going to just peel
The
this
less
guy
cold
off.
is what I'm excited about.
Well, here's the interesting thing. So he's had Coolsculpting with me before, so I want you to tell me, completely honest. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, piece of cake.
It was better?
Oh,
Really?
Okay, all right, good.
To me, this was the worst part of the procedure.
The cold liner?
The rest was a piece of cake.
All right, good. So far we're already
So big
improved.
difference already.
Yes.
Big difference there.
Amazing.
Let me move this out of the way. And let me take my gloves off. So what's different about this particular liner is it's made with sugar. So it is very, very sticky, but it is also much more comfortable. All right, the other great thing about this here is I'm gonna have you feed this behind your back, if you don't mind, and give it to me here. Perfect, all right. All right, and I'm gonna turn on my suction.
All right, here we
All
go.
right, so I'm gonna line this up here.
Can I help you? Because I can see it from up there.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Okay,
Perfect.
1, 2, 3. How was that?
Perfect.
Wait, now you've had the other applicators before. How does this compare?
Right now, I don't feel a thing compared
feel
to
a
the
thing?
other. This is
Perfect.
it's comfortable.
All right.
Is it heavy? Because I know when I've done Coolsculpting, I've only done it with the other applicators, and it's just heavy, is what it feels like. Is that heavy, or is it just kind of sitting there?
No discomfort for the beautification process.
Okay.
So that's
I like it.
You guys, what was that? Like maybe a minute and a half? He's officially Coolsculpting right now. We put the liner on, we marked him and took pictures before you guys came in the room, and that's it. He's strapped in, the applicator's in place. There's no need for pillows and propping or anything like that. I can add some pillows around it if it makes him more comfortable. We'll put a blanket on him, but basically he's Coolsculpting right now. And if you come check out the machine over here, he's got 34 minutes and 20 seconds to go. So
I mean, the timing of it is what's really remarkable to me because we're
Absolutely.
so used to an
Absolutely.
hour for each applicator.
Yeah, and we have 2 machines,
So-
so we're still able to do the dual sculpting, but instead of doing it in an hour, we can now knock out 2 areas in 35 minutes. So we
we're
can
literally
actually
cutting
do-
this time in half.
We're cutting the time in half. It's also better for patients who are on the go. It's better for scheduling purposes. So if you need to get in, like let's say you've got to be by work at 9, we can come in at 8 o'clock and get you out and off to work by 9 a.m. So it's really, really fabulous that we have these new applicators. Let's talk to the patient a little bit because I want to give you guys a little bit of history. So do you mind if I show them your before pictures when we started about 2 years ago?
You go ahead, but I am
Okay.
going to expose myself to the public who actually think that I work out and diet.
So tell us.
Now I can't say that anymore.
You don't work out, you don't diet, nothing?
I don't work out and I don't diet. I am against gyms. My best friend.
This is your best friend, the Coolsculpting. So he has done Coolsculpting with me in the past, and again, for those of you watching that have done Coolsculpting with me, you know that the applicators do have some restrictions when it comes to men and the fat being very, very fibrous or very firm. It's hard to get the fat into the applicator properly. Let me actually show you guys. Give me just a sec. I'm going to pull one out so you can see the old applicator and what that looks like. So this is an old applicator of Coolsculpting. So it was a very rigid, firm. This is very hard here. The plate is inside, whereas this applicator, the entire thing is the plate. Does that make sense? So basically,
that makes such a big difference. You can cover a much bigger surface area.
So for fibrous areas, I no longer have to fight against drawing that tissue in deep enough to the cup to get adequate treatment. I can put it on somebody like him who is very fibrous and has, you know, scar tissue around the area and treat it without any issue. Is that stuff sticky? Is it getting on you? All right, now he's gonna still be feeling a little bit of the cold. You're feeling a little cold, right? A cold sensation there? But as far as discomfort goes, how does this honestly compare to the other treatments that we've done for you?
No, this is much mellow.
Yeah, it's
the
very
other one
relaxing.
was a little
intense. So for any patients that are kind of on the fence, and you might have read things online where, you know, Coolsculpting can be uncomfortable or in some cases painful, you're not going to really experience that with this applicator. There's also no late onset pain. So 3 key points, if I had to pick 3 things here, is that the treatment time is cut almost in half. The late onset pain, you're not experiencing that discomfort. We're able to treat larger areas, so we're able to grab more surface of that fatty tissue. So this is going to be better for a lot of my patients that have to do multiple areas. We'll be able to maybe cover it in less time as well. And all right, I'm going to show you guys how he looked before we started Coolsculpting. And technically, this is what we treated before. So we did the abdomen here and then the flanks. And then you guys saw him.
I mean, the difference already is massive. And
yes. So to answer your question, does Coolsculpting work? Yeah.
There you go.
It actually works.
And this is coming from someone who doesn't diet or go to the gym. Coolsculpting is his best friend.
In my younger days, when I used to do sports and was in very good shape, I could never see my muscles in my stomach.
Okay.
In my old age, this, I have a 6-pack.
You have a 6-pack now.
And I don't do one exercise.
Nice.
So do I recommend it? Yes.
That's the beauty of
Hey, Tanya, I want a 6-pack.
Do you want a 6-pack?
I want a 6-pack.
You have one already. What are you talking about?
Not really.
We're
Almost. Tanya's helping me
work. The thing is that we all have a 6-pack. You just can't see it all the time.
That's true. That is true.
We can actually reveal the 6-pack, and you guys can see it more. 2010, they were FDA cleared for reduction of fat. They are the only company that has the patent on this cryolipolysis technology. They're an excellent company. We've been very happy. People always ask, does it really...
There we go. Sorry, everybody. Technical difficulties there with our connection. But Tanya was telling us how Zeltique has the patent on the technology.
Cryolipolysis. So when people always ask, does this technology really work? And I just say, we've got 4 machines. You don't buy 4 of something unless it's really effective. So we've been very happy with it. A lot of our patients are repeat patients. They start with one area and then they see the effects. They'll come back, treat something else. As a guideline, I always tell people start with the area that really bothers you the most, that one spot that even at your lowest weight possible was always a trouble spot for you. That's a really great place to start with Coolsculpting because you can get rid of that trouble spot. Common questions that people ask are, okay, what happens if I gain any weight? If you gain weight, you're not going to notice it in the area that was Coolsculpted. So in that aspect, it's very similar to liposuction. The other thing is that it's completely permanent. So, you know, that picture you saw of him was from 2 years ago. At no point, you know, through holidays and whatever, and, you know, that none of that fat has come back. And the remaining fat, I would not have been able to really treat with my old applicators because there's not enough tissue there for me to draw it inside the cup properly. It would have been very painful for him around that scar with the scar tissue. So now I'm really able to kind of continue treatment on a lot of my patients that I had to say, look, we're done, there's no more that we can do. Even though they all had great results, we kind of had a stopping point, and now we can actually have those patients come back and pick up where we left off and continue to get them even more improvement with their CoolSculpting.
So, question for you. What about patients who came to see you for a consultation and maybe weren't a candidate?
Yeah, we will actually be contacting, I keep a list of those patients since we kind of knew that this applicator was going to come out. So those patients, I will reach out and contact them, or if you're watching right now and you were one of those patients, feel free to send me an email and we can bring you back in for reevaluation and see if you're now a candidate for the new CoolAdvantage Applicator. The other thing too is it's one piece here that's connected, and I've got my little templates here, so it's much easier for me to use on patients as well. So I have different shapes and sizes depending on the fat that I'm going to treat. So after we're done with the Facebook Live, I'm going to kind of continue and finish treating the rest of the areas that we want to cover, but this one is really good for the flanks, so like around the waist area there. So we'll just switch this little piece out and kind of keep going, and we'll be completely done with him in about 2 hours. So it's exciting.
Where normally it would either be 4 hours he'd be sitting here, or he'd have to come back.
Yeah, he'd have to come back, you know. So that's really what's great for patients is scheduling. Not everybody can take the day off or the morning off or the afternoon off to come in and get CoolSculpting. So now we're able to.
You can do it during lunch.
It is. It's now become like a really great lunchtime procedure. We had 2 machines and we were able to say, come and get it done in your lunch hour. But now I can do extra body parts in your lunch hour, so we can do even more.
Do this. I like it. Freeze your fat instead of going out to lunch. Come freeze your fat. Have your lunch here. It's great.
So he's got 26 minutes to go. How's it now? It's easier than when I put it on?
It's fine.
Do you feel numb? Have you felt anything?
You feel it cold, a little cold, but it's nothing unbearable.
And I really don't have any support here. I love how this belt that they kind of came up with for this treatment just sort of straps in. It's a lot easier for us to use. It's easier for the patients. They feel some support around the waist. The applicator's not shifting or moving. If you were to cough, go ahead and cough. Does that have any pain or discomfort? Okay. With the old applicator, sometimes if you did have to cough, you would feel a little bit of a twinge or, you know, sort of a weird sensation. You don't experience that with this. I think it's great. I actually had the opportunity to try it out on myself personally before we got the applicator, and I was fine with the other ones
What about
before.
me? I want to be the guinea pig.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're going to be next, Sophie. Sophie's next. But it was
I like to be the guinea pig.
It was so easy. It was great. And I'm good with discomfort, and I always try to make my patients feel very comfortable. And like I say, my goal is for you to fall asleep while you're having treatment. So it's really, really been a nice change.
It beats doing sit-ups in the gym.
It beats doing sit-ups in a gym.
I mean, you can either do sit-ups for 30 minutes or just CoolSculpt for 30 minutes.
No, forget the sit-ups. They're bad for you.
Very, very
Well, I don't know about bad for you, but
yeah.
this is definitely easier.
It is. It's a lot easier. I think it's great. You know, we have a lot of videos up on YouTube where we've done different treatments. We still have our Cool Smooth Applicator, which is for the outer thighs, which is what it was FDA approved for. We still have the Cool Mini, which is the smaller version of this that we do to treat the submental fat in the chin. Have we done one of those videos yet? I don't think so.
Not live. We have the video on our YouTube channel.
That's right. We do
which
have
is
a YouTube
amazing.
video.
You all
Yes.
should absolutely go watch it because the
Yes.
results of those treatments
Yes.
are,
Yeah, she came
I mean,
out
they're
great.
remarkable.
That
remarkable.
was with Miss Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Yeah, Miss Puerto Rico Plus from 2008. She was a plus size model and had some, you know, fat around the chin that she just wanted to get rid of, and her results came out amazing. So we now have that applicator. So CoolSculpting has been really on top of the ball with coming up with new applicators and better and improved ways. They do listen to us, so it's really great that they take all this into consideration. And I'm just glad that my patients are much more comfortable, and it's exciting. Anything you want to add?
Nope.
It's that easy? We don't
I actually have a question for you.
Sure.
With these new applicators, we're cutting the time in half of the treatment and all of that, but how does it affect the results? Are we going to see results faster? Are the results better?
Everything else is the same. Everything else is the same.
Okay, so we'll see results in 12 weeks. We'll be at
yeah,
optimal.
12 weeks is usually when we say, I mean, in some some patients, they actually can continue to see results even up to 6 months, but technically we'll bring you guys back for a 3-month follow-up just to take a look and see if we need to retreat the area. I always tell everybody plan on 2 treatments. This is not kind of a one and done. On some patients it can be, but not everybody is like that. It kind of depends on how much you want to get rid of. What's great about this is there's more surface area covered by the applicator, so I'm curious to kind of see myself, honestly, maybe some of those patients that maybe needed a second session, maybe I can treat them and get better coverage the first go round. Maybe they don't need that one, so we're gonna kind of keep our eye on that and see.
It seems like an all-around better.
Simple. Yeah. See, sorry, this is a boring video, you guys. There's not much else. Like it's, it's
Sit
that
there.
easy.
We have
It's
that.
easy.
He's watching Anthony Bourdain in Ethiopia.
I know.
Just hanging.
I know.
You know.
Normally I would leave
Anthony
the room.
Bourdain's always a good one to
Here,
watch.
Let's make it cozy. So this is what I normally do. I'll turn the lights out.
It is cozy in here.
I'll let you guys relax. You know, you guys can get on your phone, watch TV. I had a lady paint her nails in here once before. So there's all kinds of...
You can bring your laptop, work.
Your laptop. We have Wi-Fi here. We've got Netflix. You can log into your Amazon, do some Amazon shopping. There's all kinds of stuff.
Amazon shopping.
I know that I am going to
Dangerous
have
for
a
me.
few patients that they actually like that the cycles are long, and they're like, oh, 35 minutes, but I come here to relax.
It's true.
I've had somebody tell me that actually. They're like, oh, but I like coming, you know, that they're an hour because I get a break from the kids and I get to actually like, you know, relax and watch TV, you know, so sorry to those patients,
Well,
but 35 minutes.
They'll just have to find more areas to freeze.
We can always do more stuff, that's right.
Can always do more stuff.
It's got 20 minutes to go. We're doing good.
We've got 20 more minutes. How you doing over there?
Are you cold? Do you want a blanket or something? You're fine.
So when you had done cool sculpting in the past, what was it like with those applicators? You seem very relaxed here. I'm just curious as to what your experience was
The
before.
difference was that the other ones would like suck in and squeeze.
Yeah.
So they were really uncomfortable. This one is
It's just holding on to you.
it's just holding on. It's not
pinching.
it's not pinching.
The pinching, I feel like is going to be a
Right
huge
now
thing.
I don't feel a thing. It doesn't.
Yeah.
It's like
You're already numb. You're just like wearing it like a belt. Yep. Yep. Very, very boring. I'm excited for you guys to see when I take it off. You don't have that big butter stick that used to be present with our other applicators. Because
that's
you're
a
not,
difference.
Because you're not drawing that tissue way deep inside of the cup. So with this applicator, it's just a little circle. I still do my 2-minute massage afterwards. That's really, really important. There's no homework for you guys when you go home. What I noticed when I did my treatment is that there is some soreness that you feel for the first few days after. I literally forgot that I had it done. It was during like Thanksgiving weekend, and it was just kind of like, you know, and I forgot about it. I forgot that I had it done.
with this applicator.
With this applicator, you know? So that's something that if you guys have questions, maybe he can log in and kind of respond to those online. I'm sure if you guys have direct questions for him as a patient, I'm sure he wouldn't mind answering those for you in the next 5 to 10 days. I do have a few patients that experience what's called late onset pain, where for about 10 to 12 days afterwards, it's really uncomfortable for them. It's not common, it's very, very rare. But if I had to count, I would say about 6 or 7 patients in the past 4 years that I've had where it's been really intense for them. That is supposed to be completely eliminated with this applicator.
But there's always that small percentage of whiners.
They haven't, well,
Well,
yeah,
I don't know
some
about
people-
whiners.
They are, yeah.
Okay.
They complain about
Well,
everything.
you know,
Beauty is pain.
Pain is, you know, pain is more difficult for some people, and but what I've been told from the company since they've come out with this applicator, that is no longer an issue. So for those
So
people,
question for you, Tanya.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you remember my very first cool sculpting treatment when we did my arms.
yes, arms
When
are
you
sensitive.
took off the first applicator,
yeah.
I literally almost passed out.
Yeah,
It was
arms are
horrible,
probably the
horrible
most
pain.
uncomfortable. More than the inner thighs, more than anything
Yeah.
that you can imagine, the arms are the most uncomfortable. So with this applicator, that also eliminates that pain and that discomfort that you experience for the first few minutes after taking it off. It's just a really intense, sore sensation. Like you went to the gym and
Right.
all you did was work out your triceps
Right.
for hours. You know, it feels really intensely sore, and then it goes away after a few minutes.
So what you're saying is I should have waited. So So I would.
You would have been waiting a while.
This is true. I didn't want to wait that long.
Yeah, this is
I didn't
really
want to
great.
wait. But knowing that, I mean, that's the only time it's ever bothered me. I've done other areas. I had no issue. It was fine.
The skin there is also very tender.
Yeah,
Very,
the skin there,
very, and it was
a
very
spot.
painful. But knowing now that
a
that's
tender
taken
spot.
away,
I mean, that's a spot where, you know, if somebody pinches you there, it's kind of like an ouch. It really hurts there.
yeah, I have a 2.5-year-old niece. She likes to do that
She likes
sometimes.
To pinch you behind the arm.
Sometimes.
Good.
She's a
Well,
good time though. She's fun. How much time do we have left there?
We've got 17 minutes. To
17 minutes, almost there.
Go. So, for those of you kind of watching the video, you can kind of, you know, check back in and see the end. I really want you guys to see how this looks afterwards, and I want you to see it from his perspective too, having had it done before compared to now. That's why I chose him for this particular treatment, because he's not just someone who was thinking about doing it. He's had these treatments before with me, and he's experienced the suction applicators, the smooth applicator. I had to get, you know, a little bit creative. Hi.
Sorry, we can't see you.
It's okay. I had to get really creative and use my other applicators to try and treat the fibrous areas on him. We still got excellent
Right.
results, but this.
But you had to stop treating him because the applicators you had couldn't.
Worth every second. When you go to the beach, you take your shirt off and they go, what have you been doing?
Yeah. What have I been doing?
Nothing.
Cool sculpting.
I've been cool sculpting.
You
That's
haven't
what
been
I've
doing nothing. You've been doing
It's not
something.
easy. It's
Just an
pretty
easy something.
It's pretty easy. When I do set you guys up, I usually make sure you're comfortable. I would wait around a good 10-15 minutes before leaving the room, making sure you guys are okay and you're relaxed and you're comfortable. With this applicator, I can just hook you up. You can get to watching your TV. There is a little button here that we leave for the patient. So if you do need us, we're not leaving you stranded in here. You just press the little button and it calls me back in the room to let me know that you need something. And then
Oh,
it'll
there it's
beep.
going off.
So you hear it over
Pager's
there?
going off. Your patient needs you.
My patient needs me. So it's really great technology, very safe, very effective, permanent results. You know, I can go on and on about this particular treatment. Consultations are completely complimentary. You just pop into any of our locations, and I can take a look and see if you are a candidate or not. But I'm excited because this is going to open the door for a lot of patients that I would have originally turned away. One of the reasons that Miami Plastic Surgery, we had such a great success with CoolSculpting is because we understood the technology and we knew when to tell a patient, this is not the right treatment for you. We've been doing it long enough. We've done thousands of patients and over, you know, close to 6,000 or 8,000 cycles, which is a lot. And we've been sitting here, you know, picking patients the right way. The company sends
Well, it's
us
important to
actually-
pick the right candidates because
Of
you don't
course.
want
Of
to
course.
do a treatment to somebody
Of
who's not
course.
going to see a result or who's going to have
And
something.
let me tell you, working here with plastic surgeons, it's great because if I have a patient of mine that I see that they either want multiple areas, and these applicators do have a cost associated with them, if they're a better candidate for liposuction and they're fine having surgery, I'm going to have them see one of the doctors before they leave the office. You know, a lot of these other clinics, if this is the only thing they have, you know, they might just put you on
So what's
the
great
machine
about
and you're
this
not a
practice,
candidate.
we have essentially the whole cosmetic suite,
Exactly,
if you will.
Exactly. You want to make sure that you're choosing the right treatment for you, whether that be surgery or whether that be cool sculpting or any other treatment that we have here. And the doctors are really great about that too. If somebody's coming in for liposuction and maybe they weren't even aware that this cool sculpting treatment existed, they can say, look, you know what, I think you're a better candidate for cool sculpting. And they're very happy to, you know, come in and have treatment and not have to go through surgery. So it's, you know, it's a nice full circle of people here, so we can kind of make sure that you're choosing the best treatment for you with the best
It's all about
outcome.
finding the best treatment for you
Absolutely.
specifically so you can have the best results and really see what you're expecting to see and reach the goal that you want to reach, as opposed to just going in, doing a treatment and expecting something
yeah,
that
exactly.
you're never going to see. That's
Exactly.
unrealistic.
Exactly. Good.
Our patient's getting a lot of love on Facebook. Apparently you have a lot of friends
You do? Oh, that's
that are
nice.
very excited that
No,
they're
now
getting
I'm
to see this.
exposed. Now they're gonna say he's a poser.
You say this as if you actually hide your secret. You're the first one to tell everybody what you've done.
I am.
That's why it was so great that he
Yeah.
could come in.
Yeah, it's nice.
Happy to share his experience. We
I love
appreciate it.
It's great.
Our veteran cool sculptor. First one meeting the new applicator.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very happy with it because I know it's gonna hit the area that drives me up a wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you feel when they put it on? Did you feel it get exactly where your concern was and what you want, where you wanted to see the difference?
It does grab more area, right? Even compared to
No, it grabs the right area.
it grabs the right area, but you're not being tugged. You're not being, sucked to death in that spot. There's no torture as a trade-off to get the area treated that you want to treat.
So in this case, beauty is not pain.
No.
I like that.
Oh my God, they need to, come up with a
They
slogan.
need to come up with
Beauty is
more
not
things.
pain.
They need to come up with more
The
things that are not
trademarking
painful.
that, Zelty, just so you know, beauty is not pain is now our new official.
Beauty is not
Beauty
pain,
is
not
not
anymore, thanks to the new
Thanks
applicators.
to the new Coolsculpting Applicator.
But the other one wasn't really painful.
No,
it was discomfort.
It wasn't painful, but it was kind of like, well, it's not surgery, so this is really
Right.
the best that you can expect
Right.
for being non-surgical. But now this just makes it so much easier. So I'm really excited.
It just wasn't super comfortable.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas
And-
this
and
seems,
look,
I mean,
you
this
know-
seems pretty comfortable.
To be completely honest, anybody who's had treatment with me, I got my pillows, I got my blankets, I've ordered lunch for patients, I try to get you guys absolutely comfortable that you feel like you're in your own bedroom or you're in like your man cave,
Get me
here.
a scotch.
A scotch on the rocks.
I don't know if we can do that.
Scotch on the
Next time I'll
rocks.
bring my little.
Hey, whatever you guys
Well,
bring, no.
You could bring apple juice, quote unquote.
So we're actually almost done. We got about 11 minutes to go. So sit
I mean, this
here
is
and-
quick. The last
It is
time we
pretty
did
quick.
Cool Sculpting on Facebook Live,
do a two-part-
we had to do a two-part
We did.
segment.
We had to do a two-part
And they were
segment.
two pretty long parts. They were,
Yeah.
it was two
Yeah.
20-minute segments
a
that we
video,
did.
We left you guys and we said check back in 45 minutes, and now we just sit here and
Now we're just
kind of hang out.
hanging out. We hope you guys are,
Chill.
we hope you all are enjoying hanging out with us
We're
today.
literally just chilling right now. So
Literally and figuratively. Chilling the belly.
And I'm
chilling.
on my way to the ultimate six-pack.
yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Here we go.
Without one setup.
Nope.
That's the best part.
Oh, you got that pillow? You need help?
You want the
No,
pillow?
I'm fine. It's fine there.
Well, you can actually move around with this applicator.
Oh yeah, that's the other great thing too.
I feel like with the old ones, you're just stuck in place.
Yeah, you're not going to have a pop-off. You're not going to have a, where we lose suction. That's happened a few times where a patient will go to reach for their bottle of water or something and then the applicator will just pop off because that suction has so much pressure to try and keep that fat in place that one little sort of air bubble or slight movement would just cause it to pop off, especially if we were treating a fibrous area because those were difficult to treat. I know, there were a lot of people doing different tricks and playing with the suction and, trying to get creative just so that we could really adequately treat these patients, but it ended up just being...
So if you have a situation where there's a pop-off, how does that affect the treatment?
Well, we basically pick up where we left off. So depending on how much time I have left in my cycle, I know, okay, does it warrant me just putting the applicator right back on the same area and just hitting the start button again and retreating it and stopping that cycle maybe a little bit early? Or if I'm far enough in the cycle, do we just sort of stop treatment and then wait and see where those results are in 3 months?
Got it.
So yeah, sometimes,
It's definitely not best case scenario.
No, yeah, but we definitely, to be honest, anytime I've had a pop-off, I've never had an issue where a patient was left like asymmetrical or anything. So
Oh, well, that's good.
the Coolsculpting company has their science behind it, and they said, they tell you exactly if it's within this many minutes, you restart that cycle and you continue the full treatment, or you stop it halfway.
They've got it all.
Yeah, it's methodical, so it's fine. 9 minutes.
We're almost done. That's it.
Sophie and I can
And then
dance
Frozen?
for you. You want us to sing a Christmas carol? I don't know what else to do for 9 minutes.
We can sing my niece's version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer
How
at the
does that
end.
go?
Well, so at the end when they ask Rudolph to
Uh-huh.
okay, we're not going to do this so that I can sing the whole I'm not going to sing the whole thing. I can't. I got stage fright. But at the end when they want Rudolph to ride the sleigh, won't you guide our sleigh tonight? Sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she does. She just goes, sure. No one taught her that. No one taught her that. She made it up. She's 2.5.
That's funny.
She's 2.5 going on what, 15?
Check this out. So
Oh,
he's
her watching
he's
me on the
watching us
phone.
live. You're watching us live while
Watching
you're
us
live?
live while we're here.
Oh,
Look
technology.
at that technology.
Oh, technology.
It's like Inception, watching it from
It
the
is
phone to the
Inception.
phone.
Oh,
All we
but
need is the next
but
phone
there's a
to
little
watch
bit
it
of
on
a
the
delay.
phone.
Yeah,
That's
there's a
so
little bit of a
funny.
That's so funny. I'm not usually on this side of the
Okay,
camera.
here, I'll give it
Tanya.
back to you.
Am I
But
getting
wait, I
paid
just
for-
wanted to show how cute you look. Look
Oh,
at the
thanks.
skirts.
Happy holidays.
We're all
I thought I dressed like a present today.
super cute.
And my fun little cupcake skirt. That's what I call it. My cupcake skirt.
That's my creation.
It swirls.
That's so funny.
Hi, Dad.
Hi.
For those of you who don't know,
I really look good on camera.
You do look good on
Am I
camera.
getting paid for this?
You see? Look at that.
you're
Look at
getting,
that.
you know, I mean,
That is so cool.
you're getting paid with your
You know
daughter's
what?
love.
Let me show you guys. I'm going to show you guys the mini. I thought that it wasn't here, but it's actually here.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
That's for the chin?
This one's for the chin. Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me...
Is this also for banana rolls?
The mini, no. The mini, I use the curve applicator or something.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Banana rolls is that little area right under the butt, right under the tuchus, right that little fold.
That
there.
will never, ever, ever go away until you come see Tanya and she freezes it.
So this is the mini. See how
Oh, so that
tiny?
just fits right under.
Yeah, it's really tiny. So like if I were treating a patient, this would just pop right under the chin, right there.
So do you have to do the chin in two different sides, or does that just
do
fit under?
On occasion, like sometimes I'll have a patient where they have a little bit of fat here in the side.
Okay.
So this is a different topic a little bit, but we also use a product called Kybella. It's an injectable that we do to get rid of the fat here under the chin. But technically, you're not supposed to take that and inject it in this area here. You have to be really, really careful. So what I'll do
Got
for
it.
my patients now is I'll actually start them with the Coolsculpting, and I'll treat them in a left and a right, bring them back in 2 months, and then whatever little tiny bit that I have left, I'll treat with Kybella.
With Kybella.
So there's a lot of creative, cool
We've got all
combination
sorts of
treatments.
little tricks.
Yeah, but this
Got
one
all-
was the
lots of tricks up our
this
sleeves.
was the reason that we now have this applicator. This was sort of their prototype for it. So it's all
But yeah,
cooling
because that's
plate.
all plated.
Exactly. And this one's super easy. It's so tiny. It just like kind of goes beep, you know, and grabs on, and it's cute. It's really,
It's cute.
it's boring.
It's cute.
This one.
Okay, well, you don't need to freeze off your chin.
You don't need to freeze your chin.
We see you over there, checking to make sure.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. That's quick.
Longest 5 minutes ever.
Yeah,
So,
that's okay. What do we have going on over here? Are we still watching Ethiopia?
I think we're in the next episode.
This beats the meeting I was supposed to be in anyway, so.
You
Oh,
were
I have
supposed
this
to be
light
in a
in my
meeting
face.
right now? Uh-oh, they're gonna know that you were into...
Playing hooky to freeze your fat.
Yeah.
I see.
No,
Yeah.
no, my partner's on.
Oh, they know where you are. Well, priorities. Beautification or
I
Let
delegate.
me get my
Meetings.
little wet wipes.
you delegate.
Oh, you're gonna...
They're
he's-
not, but
he's
those
worried
aren't.
about the cold.
So the part that he's always been terrified of is that first bit of that gel pad that they put on in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah.
It used to be like putting an ice block on wherever you were going to be cool sculpted.
Yeah, it was a little intense.
A little or a lot
It's
intense.
cold. You know, it's funny because like...
It's freezing.
That was pretty rough.
talking
It feels like
about-
an ice block, but now it's fine. It's not. Well, it's so according to our patient, it seems like it's fine. I haven't tested it yet.
Talking about patient discomfort, I do have quite a few patients that really find cool sculpting to be super easy, not painful at all, no discomfort in the beginning or end. But the worst part for them was me putting the gel liner on there because
Yes.
it's cold. You know, it's cold.
It's
but
like
this
putting an
one's really
ice
not
block
that
No,
bad.
this one was a piece of cake.
Okay, good. See, I still felt that it was a little bit cold whenever I did it, but maybe I was just cold. Maybe I...
No. Compared to the other one,
Well, good. I'm glad that I got your take on
if
that
the other
too.
one was 100, this is a 50.
Oh wow.
50 or 15?
50. Nothing.
1.5. Oh wow, that's a
Yeah.
big difference.
I didn't even
That's
go.
huge.
"Oh."
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. You didn't flinch at all.
I've heard lots of things shouted when I put the applicator on the
Oh,
cold,
that's funny.
the cold. Yeah.
That is funny.
I've had some fun outbursts, you know,
You know,
with that cold one. Won't say
3.5
what these are.
minutes. Almost there.
Almost there.
That's quick.
It is pretty quick. So I'll clean him up. I'll just shift this guy over and treat the other side. Very, very fast. That's it.
Fast and easy.
Very, very fast and easy.
Trying to think of more information we can give them.
And then I'm going
I know,
across
I
the
know.
street and I'm going to have a shepherd's pie.
You are good. Good for you.
Okay, shepherd's pie.
Yeah, shepherd's pie. It's got
Good for
potato and a lot of fat in it.
Yeah.
I love them.
Oh, you know, I know we talk about this in our other videos, and people really want to kind of get into the nitty gritty. You guys can watch those on YouTube, but this is not going to affect your blood lipid levels. So this is not going to put anything in the bloodstream or spike, you know, your cholesterol or anything like that. A lot of patients, you know, have asked that before. I think we now understand, since that's letting me know that he's got 3 minutes left. So it's a really safe and effective treatment here. That's pretty much it. It's.
Let me ask you a question. If we leave it longer than the 35 minutes,
It has a timer. It stops automatically. No, leave. Don't get creative now.
Yeah,
I
we
would
see.
probably burn my belly off.
We
That's
see you
all.
plotting.
That's
why you have Tanya.
That's actually called stacking, where you treat an area and then retreat an area. That's not something.
That seems like it would negatively affect something in your body.
It's something that on occasion you can do for a particular patient, but I am very, very cautious and conservative with my treatments, because here's the thing, it is permanent. So if there is a loss of fat in an area that came out incorrect, which we've never experienced here, but I have seen some pretty scary pictures of how these applicators are used and where they're placed. You know, as exciting as that may seem at the time, you don't want to be the guinea pig doing that, because if it's too much fat taken down and you have an indentation, then you have to actually get a surgical procedure or use fillers or something to, you know, correct that.
So there can be too much of a good thing.
Yes, so be cautious. Don't go home and put ice on yourself. I've had that happen. I've had that
Wait,
happen.
no.
Yes, I have.
People go, wait, what do you mean?
I had somebody come and get treatments, and they admitted, you know, that they had tried doing their own version of Coolsculpting in the comfort of their own home.
Oh my goodness gracious.
And they had a burn, and, you know, so
Yeah.
just, you know, leave, you know, there's a lot of science and technology, you know.
There's a lot of
this
research, testing.
Harvard-based medicine
It's
going into this, so
this technology is tested and tried and true.
careful.
Don't try this at
be careful what
home.
you YouTube. So,
That is true.
yeah.
YouTube, our channel, everything on our channel is true and honest and real information, but there's a lot out there.
No, I encourage, you know, all these questions and stuff. I think it's great, you know. If you want a real honest, you know, opinion, reaction, that's what we're here to show.
That's why we do these lives, because there's no way to edit.
Come on in here.
The reactions out.
We got 45 seconds, so
Okay.
I'm gonna get this all set up.
All right, here we
It's
go.
really, really quick.
Coming to the end.
With gel. Yeah, I know this is probably colder, but you're gonna be numb there too. You're gonna be numb there too.
Warm water. You know,
I know. Hot towel. Hot towel.
I mean, it's fine. You'll survive.
Hi.
But see, this is good. See, he has these memories from previous treatments, so that's why I wanted to bring him in here, because he's got both ends of the spectrum, and you guys can really see a true reaction. So it's good stuff.
All right, well, we're about to see one.
7. Let's have a countdown party, okay? 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Woo!
You're frozen.
Alright. So I take my little belt off.
All right, let's see, because this used to look like one big red stick of
It's
butter.
actually popping off there. Perfect. Let me take this out. See, no butter stick. It's a little bit of a
No, it's
squeezy
just,
mark.
it's,
This is very sticky.
yeah.
You okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. Perfect.
I mean, it's red, but it's not this big ball that it
It's
used
red.
to be.
It's red. Don't, if you touch it, it's going to be really sticky. So I'm just going to get, this is a sugar-based gel here. Let me squirt some of this on.
How does it feel now when it came off?
It's fine.
It feels fine, right?
No comparison to the one before.
Okay, good.
The other one was like a solid butter stick, and
It was like a stick of butter. Now I still feel, you know, some little crystal particles of frozen fat that's there, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of massaging to break that up.
Tanya, let me ask you a question. When I go home, does
Yeah.
it help any if I squeeze the
No,
one?
there's no homework for you to do whatsoever. It's really only while it's in this frozen state. So that's why I
So massaging it later on really does nothing.
It just feels good. I mean, it's not gonna increase your results or anything. What'll help you to see the results more quickly, I mean, would be just drinking a bunch of water, you know, flushing it out of your system. But I mean, it's gonna happen no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, that's
So,
going to happen naturally.
You know, if you're in a rush, just come see me sooner. If you got a wedding coming up, don't come the week before.
You don't
get
have to tell me twice.
Yeah. the massage, even though I'm being pretty rigorous here. I mean, you guys can see I'm pressing really firm. It's not as uncomfortable as the other ones. Yep. And to be completely honest, most of my patients, whenever they're doing their second session, they find that one more uncomfortable because there's less fat. So now that machine had to work a little bit stronger with the suction to get the same effective treatment. Now I don't have to worry about that at all. So that's pretty much it.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, patient?
10 being good or bad?
10 being good.
10.
10.
Amazing.
Nice. What was the other one then? Give me a true...
Comparison as to
What was the
discomfort and everything?
Yes.
The results were great, so therefore I can't evaluate the results.
Okay,
so
okay, I understand.
I'll put it at 4.
Okay.
At 4, in terms of discomfort.
This,
Okay, so
this
far
is 60%
comparing-
better.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a
It
difference.
is. It is.
All right.
Okay.
That is amazing to know. Well, there we go. That's
All right.
it.
Thanks, guys.
That's quick.
I'm going to just continue treatment with him, and I look forward to all your questions.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a blast. We hope you all come and see us to try out the new applicator. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, and we'll see you soon. Bye.